Ingwarita, Sidai TV.
Madam Speaker, on the 10th of June 2022, the Ministry of Petroleum and Mining, together with EPRA, held a stakeholders engagement with oil marketers companies, normally referred to as OMCs, to deliberate on new regulations in the petroleum sector. Top on the agenda was ways to strangle National Oil Corporation. Having realized that National Oil is mandated by law to import at least 30% of the petroleum into the country, they have made regulation that will cap National Oil importation to at 30%. Initially, Madam Speaker, it was a minimum of 30%, but now, because they've realized that it is within the law and it is protected by law, they are now amending the regulations so that it caps importation of by National Oil Corporation to 30%. This is despite the fact that National Oil Corporation, if well capitalized, can import fuel for the whole country at a discount. Madam Speaker, the PS advocates for private companies to import fuel into the country. There's got nothing wrong with OMCs, but if a law has set aside 30% to be imported by a state corporation, that ought to be respected, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I urge the Committee on Delegated Legislation, led by the distinguished Senator from Mombasa, Mohamed Faki, to revoke those regulations when they are submitted to the Senate. National Oil Corporation should be allowed to import as much as 100% of the fuel consumed in the country. Madam Speaker, in 2020, the PS, while answering questions before my committee, the Standing Committee on Energy, indicated that should tallow oil leave Kenya, the country would be obligated to pay $2 billion because of the capital expenditure spent in the exploration of oil. I can confirm to Kenya that Kenya would not be obliged to pay anything because the exploration license for tallow has expired. The question that I have is why the PS indicated to Kenya that Kenyans would have to pay $2 billion to tallow. Madam Speaker, the PS has also been on record indicating that while we have oil in Turkana, we cannot refine it because the quantities do not allow. I can confirm that the quantities in Turkana are enough to allow for refining of the product in Kenya. Kenya can actually refine 120,000 barrels of oil every day, which would make it be able to meet the consumption of members of the East African community. This, Madam Speaker, would make Kenya and East African community self-reliant on fuel and stop the importation of refined fuel and all the byproducts that come from refined fuel like fertilizers. Madam Speaker, finally, I want to mention the process of tendering for the importation of the fuel consumed in Kenya. The Petroleum Act 2019 states that open tendering system means the mode of procurement of petroleum product in Kenya, whereby the lowest bidder or any given product is allowed to import on behalf of all other oil marketing companies. Madam Speaker, this, however, is not what is happening during the opening of the tendering system. What happened is that the person who bids lowest on freight and premium on any given product is the one who is given the tender to import. Premium is defined as the profit which the company importing the petroleum product gets. Madam Speaker, how does the whole ministry make a determination on who gets to the tender based on how much profit the company intends to make? I have documentation that shows that at no time does a company indicate how much they bought the product and who they bought the product from. For anyone doing oversight, no one is able to verify the landed cost because it is shrouded in secrecy. Madam Speaker, as I finally end, and I hope that this is a matter that will be discussed in detail, there is a need for the government to address the mismanagement of the petroleum sector immediately in order to address the suffering faced by citizens in view of the escalating cost of fuel. As I thank you, Madam Speaker, I do hope that even when we are going on recess, sine die, it doesn't mean that Parliament has been dissolved and the committee can continue working on this matter, because Kenyans are expecting us to come here and fight for them to lower their cost of living. If the prices of petroleum products are going up on a daily basis, Madam Speaker, and our salaries are not going up, and the salaries of the Mamamboga are not going up, how else are we going to expect to live in a good country? I hope that in future, Madam Speaker, and thank you, Madam Speaker, for being magnanimous and allowing me to make additional comments on this matter, that future governments that are coming,
you should be winding up.
And I'm winding up, Madam Speaker.
Yeah, we can say
and I hope that
twice.
it is going to be the government of His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga will be able to really take these matters seriously to address the cost of living. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Senator General.
Sidai TV ni nyingorita. Sidai TV ni nyingorita.
Katika Nandi, Bwana County Commissioner, nataka kushukuru kwa wakati huu kwa nafasi ambao ofisi yako imechukua kwa ajili ya watoto wetu wenye wanapata mimba mapema. tunaona hiyo hali iko juu sana kwa wakati huu katika Nandi, na pia hali ya dawa ya kulevya kwa vijana wetu. Nataka kuomba Mungu ili tuweze sisi wote kuamuka kama serikali zote ya national government na ya county government, tuchukue hatua na kupiga vikali hayo maneno yenye yanatokezea. Mambo ya mimba ya mapema kwa wasichana yetu sio kitu kizuri. Ikiendelea tutapata watoto wenye hawatakuwa hata na nafasi ya kusoma, umaskini utasidi. So hata kina mama pia wachukua hiyo nafasi tuweze kuelimisha hao watoto wetu, na sana ni wazazi. Tumewacha hao watoto hawana mtu wa kuongelesha. Wazee zamani walikuwa wanaongelesha wavulana, wamama pia wazee walikuwa wanaongelesha watoto wetu, lakini kama wazazi tumesahau jukumu zetu, na unaona divorce hizo mambo inatokezea kwa wingi.
Sidai TV ni nying'orita.
Siko hapa, simuona Kalonzo hapo, waziri mkuu, sio? Sasa nimeona hata Malombe anataka kurudi huko tena, sio? Hii mama nachukua napeleka Nairobi. Simepeleka mama Nairobi. Aje alafu aje Kalonzo hapa, sawa sawa. Sasa
Ing'orita Sidai TV.